Kirk crossed the top very quickly, but Paddy O'Brien did give him sufficient warning to say, let it go.
And so far in this World Cup, we've seen a lot of the referees penalising players for holding on after the ruck has been formed. In other words, opposition players coming in to get the ball and handling in a ruck which has already been formed, but the player tackle is actually getting penalised.
You watch him goes to ground.
Now there's the ruck formed. He can't go on with it. Certainly very marginal.
And the other thing referees have really aimed up in this first two days of the World Cup is coming in from the side. And I think all sides out there should be warned. It seems to be a big blitz on that particular facet of play.
Coming in on the side and not releasing. That was a big problem area for the Australians in the opening game. Aguirre. Sweet as you like. Uruguay is on the scoreboard in Rugby World Cup 2003. You'd have thought they'd just scored a length of the field try.
Well, you expect to see that these guys will be good kickers. They hosted the first Soccer World Cup back in 1930, Uruguay.
Oh, that's a well-placed kick from Kun.
Beautiful take by the big number 8. Capo, yeah.
Well, he had outstanding games against Canada, USA and Chile in the World Cup qualifiers. Cafera. Aguirre taken a bit high there by De Vetberry. Some of the crowd not happy there. Not rolling away here.
Okay. Second penalty now at the tackle phase. No more. We're going yellow. Yes, please.
I'll tell you what, that is not an idle warning from Paddy O'Brien. When he says we'll go yellow, he goes yellow very quickly.
Well, he's saying there that Louis Kuhn was off his feet on the ground as the tackler and made no effort to roll away. In other words, the idea was to slow it down, and it was the high tackle too. So it was caught, but then he lay all over the tackled player. So he was gone on 2 counts. And Aguirre taking play exactly to the halfway line. Pablo Lemoyne, 129 kilograms of Uruguayan flesh. Brignoni. Some very effective driving mauls tonight from Uruguay. And exposing the South African forwards. They've marched this one 20 metres.
Jeez, what a great phase of play from Uruguay.
Well, this is their game. This is where they love to take on the opposition forwards. Capo. He's been a goer tonight.
Number 5 in the side.
Coming in on the side of the tackle against South Africa. And the offender was Victor Matfield.
Number 5. On the side, come from the back.
Haven't seen too much of Victor Matfield or Bucky's Boiter at all so far as we go for goal.
19 points to 3, but a chance for 3 more to Uruguay. Well, Diego Aguirre certainly struck his first kick beautifully. Well, this is more difficult than his first attempt. Just watching him in practice, and that first kick here at Subiaco, he'd give him an even money chance here.
It's closed. good, and you picked it beautifully.
The skipper is an inspiration for the Uruguayan supporters. They love it. 6 points on the board to the underdogs, but it's 3 tries to 0.
They're not doing too badly in the possession stakes either. South Africa 56%, Uruguay 44%.
Well, it was only 39-3, as mentioned by Simon Poitevin, when these two sides last met in a World Cup game in 1999. And also Uruguay put up a great showing against the odds when they played Scotland, losing 39-3 4 years ago. And they had their first ever World Cup win over Spain, 27-15. Van der Westhuizen, clever little kick for Delport. Soccer skills. Delport needs the bounce.
22.
Good decision. He thought about going to the video ref, but he said, no, I saw it with my own eyes.
Nicholas Benoni across to that one. Scrambling. Missed tackles, Uruguay 16. South Africa only 1, but not that they're doing too much tackling. There's been a lot of rolling mauls from the men in blue.
And you'd say half of those missed tackles came in the first 5 or 6 minutes. They've tightened their defence up since then. Pastore, youngest player ever to represent Uruguay in a World Cup.
Out of the famous Old Boys Club, Montevideo.
Joaquin Pastore, just 21 years of age. Big Victor Matfield, one of the most athletic locks in the international game. South Africa going nowhere. Static ball, they weren't running onto it, and they've been driven backwards. Now Kuhn. Here comes Willemse. Pastore slipped. Van Niekerk. Willemse. That's the 22-metre line. Van der Westhuizen. Kuhn and Juan Smith. There's a fine low tackle there by Bardo. Matfield. Sofaka. Well, they're making those tackles count now, Uruguay. But South Africa's pressure is mounting here. Bakis Botha. And a bonus point try for South Africa.
Well, just unrelenting pressure from the Springboks. And they've got plenty of attacking options in this side. Eventually the man just out of suspension after that very, very aggressive test in Brisbane. Bakis Botha scores. Krief does well here, gets the ball away. And Krief ably supported by Lawrence Sofaka.
And Simon, the beauty of staying on your feet.
100%.
Well, he's a huge man. Standing 2 metres and 115 kilograms. Louis Kuhn. Just shaving that left-hand post. 24-0, South Africa. So just a correction, 24-6, the 2 penalty goals to Aguirre. South Africa with 4 tries to 0. And there's a jarring tackle. And Sanchez leads the onslaught here. Kafera. Haven't seen much of Mendaro. Kafera. Ibarra. Dani Kutsia coming in to spoil. Still there for Uruguay. Sanchez. Cafera to Aguirre. Little knock on, unfortunately, there by Rodrigo Sanchez.
I tell you, 30 minutes into this game, there's an amazing stat about this Uruguayan team. They have 13 players from one club, Montevideo, the Carrasco club, and that's got to be a world record, I think, at any World Cup in any sport. And you'd have to think those guys are actually club champions of Uruguay.
There'd be a steward's inquiry if they weren't. So Sanchez had the distinction of representing a World 15. It combined or comprised all of the overseas players in Italy. He's playing professionally in Italy at the moment, and he played against the Italian World Cup side for that World 15 match played in Treviso, Michael Liner's old club. This is Richard Barnes.
Michael Liner sitting over in London with the ITV commentary team over there. He ideally would have loved to have been on the ground out here, but he's going to have to put up with sitting in London for a while.
Well, I have to confess to having his number 10 Benetton Treviso jumper in my cupboard.
There's a desperation from the Uruguayan team at the breakdown.
Players leaving their feet. The ruck was not formed there, but they were handling the ball off their feet.
Yeah, Capo saw that ball bouncing around, got in there, and Paddy O'Brien, he does give you ample warning and loud warning.
Well, I think his interpretation at the breakdown is so good, Paddy O'Brien, and he's very consistent. Now there, player leaving his feet and then still trying to pull it out while he was off his feet. Victor Matfield did well. Korn. David Barry. And here he goes. Jacques Fourie. Krief and Delport. South Africa just outflanking the Uruguayan defence. And again, some hard straight running from David Barry, really igniting things for the outside men.
Well, Kutsia has got any number of targets to throw to this line. This time he's found Victor Matfield. Nice pass there from David Barry. Really gave this try a lot of impetus and momentum in there. Delport scores the try. Again, the very good hands there from Werner Krief.
29-6 for the Springboks, 5 tries to 0. So Delport certainly ran hard and straight, but it was the 20-year-old Jacques Fourie who's been a real discovery for South Africa, getting his big chance tonight. Starred in their World Cup winning under-21 side and has played a lot of his rugby at fullback, but just showing his versatility, slotting into the number 13 jumper. Aguirre resumes.
Not surprising to see that South Africa's managed 6 line breaks against 0 for Uruguay.
Under Westhuizen on the loop. The pass went forward. Here's a chance now for Aguirre. Quick ball needed.
Should be rolling more from here. That's what they've got to do.
Now Sweater went without it. Now they'll just try and... Oh, there's a nasty knock in the face there for Richard Barnes. He's okay. They're just going to try and rumble this up to the goal line and use their immense upper body strength. That's
Just got to
Gutierrez.
take that time here and set up again. They'll bring the ball up off the ground, reset it, get the big man behind it, but they've only got 3 there. They've got to get more in there.
Alsueta slips it back to Lamelas. No one wanted it. This is Aguirre, the skipper.